the score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
We're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now a 7-0 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. So out come the Patriots here to get their first shot on offense. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
Throwing, Jones. Got the connection here to Bourne. And right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And the return will stop right around the 25. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
Certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time: completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake in the ball and knock it free.
Trying to get it to Ebron, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be?
I'm done, dude. About done with all sports games. Screw it.
A little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. This defense for the Steelers, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue team.
Come on, dude.
Because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The sack by T.J. Watt, or as his mother Connie calls him, Trent Jordan Watt.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
The Patriots send out their punter, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They've won 2
switched it,
well as they come up on 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Pressure gets to Haskins, and down he goes. Matt Judon able to run him down for a loss of 12.
I'm done. I'm not done. I'm seriously considering just selling the damn PS5, not even playing it anymore.
22 yards to go.
Screw it.
Now a pass that's taken in by Smith-Schuster. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield.
Oh my God, dude, you can't be this bad!
After going backwards, and
you know what? I'm done.
3rd down.
Screw you, Jamal Murray. Off my damn team.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. First down, and they go back to Harris. And he's taken down inside the 30. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Haskins looking to throw on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down to touchdown.
Deontay Johnson, his second touchdown on the season. And the Steelers lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Boswell for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. That time a 6-play drive, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away.
Take it easy on those Patriots now.
Huh?
Take it easy on them Patriots now.
Why?
Curious.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Now Jones. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Smith. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards, the pickup there. This defense for the Steelers, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Terrell Edmonds comes flying in from safety for the sack. When you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays to go.
I don't understand the logic behind NBA trades. Like, I offered an 88 overall for 86 overall, and they're like, sorry, no. That makes no sense to me. At least in Madden, you kind of get somewhat close to the freaking going through.
TJ Watt able to record his 5th sack of the season, and that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed in this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game.
This is Madden. If you offered a 76 to a 7 for like a 78, it'll go halfway through.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right down behind center. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands 1st and 10. The Steelers ready to take over on offense. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone on the defensive side of the ball to make a big play. Throw that balance out of whack. That's what you're looking for now. Not worrying so much about guessing.
I don't understand why it always lags when I'm trying to watch one of y'all streams. Like, it never actually stays on. It just...
It's just YouTube.
As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground,
Twitch is better.
It's delayed.
If you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be
Twitch is better.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
I know.
They were looking for Johnson that time. And now it's 2nd down. Here's Haskins.
Are you an idiot?
It's incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target. But now it's 3rd down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Throwing again. Here's Haskins. Looking deep here for Ebron. He's got a man complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, Most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. The numbers for him from a week ago. A boatload of carry. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Eric Ebron. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Steelers are going to hang on to their lead. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past it.
That's really good with the extra point. And it's now 21-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3 and out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick, and he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 53 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. They'll run with Harris. And some room to maneuver. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark it at the 5. 21-0 our score after 1. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. Pushing and fighting his way in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers continue to pull away here in this first half. It's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And, CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away.
Cool.
But this one might be
going
over
up.
by halftime.
And since you already put your job on the line by actually saying it, I will co-sign and go with you because you're my partner. We don't need to do it, but this game has been exactly as you described. I see no way for that going forward.
Oh, is that what we call it now?
Yeah.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback. And then again, the Pats at the line, ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception.
Mike's not on.
More cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw it out the window.
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again.
Is she disappointed in the slightest way?
But you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They'll go left side here with Michelle.
They traded Sony Michelle too.
Yeah, I saw that.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
How do you feel about it?
Well, had his his hands on it, couldn't bring it in.
Not my running back.
Symptomatic of how this game's been going. The Patriots send out their punter as he's on.
I think he's a good running back. It's just I don't think Patriots gave him a chance.
Here in this first half as he gets it away. And
What are you, the Patriots talking?
No, same. They use James White a lot and then you give him a chance.
The rest of the offensive unit trotting on the field. The early returns for him, very good to start this season. Interesting to see if he can keep up that torrid pace.
And your point?
100 yards a game as a receiver. Extrapolate that over 16 games, and you're having a monster season. So, yeah, you love what he's doing early, but I think it's got to go back to the offseason.
I literally can't go 2 minutes without your string lagging like crazy.
Spending time watching tape, spending time reading defenses, and of course getting himself ready to play. And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
Now Haskins on
What time is Grammy's thing coming?
I don't know. I'm not playing with Mike.
No, her perfume.
I don't know.
Did you look?
It's not coming today.
You said it was coming today.
Yeah, well, it's not today now.
Talk your shit, Carol. Talk your shit.
Wish you would have told me before I told Graham.
Well, I didn't know until this morning.
Hey, Smiley's mom.
He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago.
Hey, Smiley's mom.
She's gone.
It's a first down.
Oh. You didn't even tell her hi.
Now it's Haskins.
Her mom.
She went downstairs.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Johnson. And pulled down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Your mama.
Back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
You're not.
That's just what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now.
Apparently, if I gave you John Morant and Wendell Carter Jr., you'll give me Terry Rozier and Mitchell Appleton. That makes literally no logical trade sense ever.
Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction, and that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them, and now they can make a few more.
He's got Claypool for a Steeler touchdown. Chase Claypool.
And apparently the Trevor, if I give him 2 of those 85 overalls, he'd give me 2 77 overalls.
So this now
I kind of regret deleting that now.
Charles, I thought these guys might have the advantage coming in, but I didn't expect this.
Did you actually delete it?
Yeah, it pissed me off. Probably downloaded it.
This has been total domination.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Offense marching back onto the field, and our focus shifts here to Sony Michel. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the
That could be the best game right now.
Time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well.
I say that to Mike all the time. He's like, you sure that's another good game to choose?
But that's why I don't take it serious as much.
But bottom line is, he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
They haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll run out of the gun with Michel. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
But if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today.
I don't know who that is.
It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give him a jersey, but
Tom and Jerry's so stupid. It's so awesome.
Because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. From the gun, Haskins on third down. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
5 yards remain on second down.
John.
Haskins now off the bootleg. Rolling to his left. Ebron caught left side. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
But give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. He was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a second and long. Now Haskins to throw it. And he finds his target, Ebron. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 16. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Well, he's got to have that wrong, doesn't he? They declined that.
There's no doubt about it. Sorry to step on you there, partner, but let's go ahead and run this one together, right? Incomplete pass. Yet they call pass interference, and somehow you're going to decline that.
I'm so confused. And the Steelers are going to have a first and goal. They nearly had the touchdown, but he's going to be marked out of bounds just shy of the pylon. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Steelers have taken a 6-touchdown lead. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line. Running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears.